Hi, in this video tutorial it's going to get a touch tricky. As inspired by me watching Handy Manny this morning, I am going to draw something like Handy Manny's and Mr. Lopart's store. See, I know everything about children's TV. It's quite detailed though, it's going to get quite detailed, so we start as before. We've mapped out our drawing. We've got two vanishing points on either side, the left and the right. At the moment it's exactly the same as the cube, which is on another video. So you can just about make out the cube there now. Just going to make that front edge stand out a little bit more by making it thicker. And we'll add some details to the front of this shop. As you can see, all horizontal lines, all lines that go across the drawing, go to one of those 2 points either side. So starting at the center line, all lines go to those 2 points, one of those 2 points. And all vertical lines must be straight. They must be parallel, which means there is exactly the same distance between those lines all the way up and down the page. So what I'm drawing now is the window frame, and you can see that all lines of that frame go to that point, to the vanishing point on the right. Let's draw the bottom of the window frame. And again, we need to draw the frame, so it's a thick piece of wood. Bear with me while I get my pencil, while I sort out this technology. Now with the vertical lines, the gap between the lines is going to become thinner as the far right side of this window frame is further away from us than its opposite side. So as objects near those vanishing points, they get smaller and narrower. Now we draw the door. Now again you'll see that the uprights for this door become narrower as they near the vanishing point in the window frame, start of the window frame. See, I erased that part of the window frame because it can't possibly be thicker than the door frame which precedes it. So that part of the door frame, window frame is thinner. You'll notice then that I've drawn from the vanishing point back to the front corner of the shop, just to help me make sure that everything is lined up and all. and the footpath. But we have to make it look real, so we're going to use a little trick here. We're going to draw some curbstones. That's the edge of the curb that you see there. Now again, the gap between these lines is going to become smaller as the curbstones disappear into the distance. And we draw the line back, which is the bottom of the curb. And then you see the footpath, the slabs, the concrete slabs which make up the footpath, their lines have to go somewhere, so they go to the vanishing point. Now it's looking a little bit messy, so we have to erase some of these lines, tidy it up. But because you've been sketching and using your pencil lightly, erasing these lines will be very easy indeed. And actually these lines look beautiful, sketched, and if you were to add some watercolour or some thin acrylic paint to your image now and allow those pencil lines to show through, it would look quite special. So I'm getting rid of the lines that we wouldn't be able to see. Since none of us have X-ray vision, we can't see through the canopy of a shop, so the canopy is in front of those lines. Same applies to some of these lines here and the footpath lines which run through the side of the building. We wouldn't be able to see those lines normally. And we just tidy up those curbstones, and you can see it looks a little bit like a footpath now going off into the distance. And we'll get rid of some of these lines over here now. These are all construction lines, so we can get rid of them, being careful obviously not to erase the door and the window. Now we could keep adding detail to this. I'll add some more shortly once we erase these lines, but we could open doors, open windows, and when we add colour we could add reflection to those windows. Since it's Halloween, we could even put monsters on the windows. It's looking tidier now. So we'll add a few more details to make it look more real. So we'll do a window and a door on this side. again, starting at that center line, that center vertical line, all the horizontal lines go to that vanishing point. The outside edge of the window frame is parallel, straight, to the center, to that main center line, the corner of the building. So I've done the outsides of the window. Now for the outsides of the door, which you'll notice is the door is narrower because it's further away. This is just one very simple and basic technique. If you want to make something look further away, just make it smaller. And you can do this whether you're doing pastels or paints or drawing. So we add the outside of the door frame, and you'll notice that it's thinner again. Now what's holding this canopy up? Normally they have some sort of zigzag mechanism, so I'm just drawing it. And I'm just adding some black and a thicker line to those parts of the drawing which really would be closer to us. You'll notice when I add the black that, well, the effect it has is that our eyes go to that black before any other part of the drawing. So this is a good thing in this type of picture and in this style of drawing. But if you had done a beautiful pastel or a paint or a painting and you add black to it, the black is too dark, it's too strong and too heavy, and you can or could ruin your picture. So it's best in that case to mix blues and purples with perhaps a little bit of black, but not pure black itself. So we'll just get this line correct, which I'm not happy with, so we'll undo it and move it again. See, I can't move the line, so I'll just erase it and try again. hey presto, see, it begins to look real. And we started off with just a cross on the paper, which we turned into a diamond shape, which we turned into a cube, and now we're just adding even more and more detail. So on our house, or shop, which is drawn in 2-point perspective, now I'm adding a window, or the window frame. We're going to add more detail to that. So the window frame itself, generally these things, like a frame, is the wood is cut with a mitre, so at 45 degrees. So we're drawing that part in now. And then in a moment we'll add more lines back to the vanishing point to make the window frame itself three-dimensional, and therefore look more real. It will have more shape. you'll see that all the horizontal lines now go to the vanishing points on either side, and all the vertical lines which go up and down are parallel to each other.